his head, he is out. We're seeing what both bull and rider can do.
Check in,
Mendez is off at 5.
Howdy, folks. Strap in tight, because we're about to wrangle with the baddest, meanest, rider-wrecking bulls in rodeo history. These four-legged tornadoes have sent more cowboys flying than a busted bronco at sunrise. 1. Heartbreak Kid. First up on our list is Heartbreak Kid. This beast ain't just bucking for fun. He's on a mission to send cowboys flying higher than a kite in a competition. Heartbreak Kid burst onto the scene in 2007 with a fire in his belly and a mean streak a mile wide. He has bucked off 35 consecutive riders, leaving many a cowboy face down in the dirt. He's known for his unpredictable moves and sheer power, making him one of the toughest bulls on the circuit. Numbers don't lie, partner. Heartbreak Kid threw off more than 100 riders during his career, earning a reputation as one of the toughest bulls to ever step into the arena. Heartbreak Kid made his mark by tossing PBR Velocity Tour champion Michael Lane before the bell could ring. Not many bulls can say they've bested champions like Jess Lockwood and Silvano Alves, but Heartbreak Kid's done it with flair. This bovine monster's buck-off streak ranks him among the top in PBR history, and he's got the respect of every rider who's had the misfortune of meeting him in the ring. 2. Bad Touch. Now, let's mosey on over to Bad Touch, another bull that's got a reputation for leaving cowboys bruised and battered. With 32 consecutive buck-offs to his name, this bull's as rank as they come. This bull ain't just talk. He's got a record that'll make even the toughest riders gulp. Bad Touch has thrown off over 80 riders in his career. Talk about a rough ride. Bad Touch comes from a pedigree of champions. His sire was a notorious bucker named High Test, known for sending cowboys flying. Bad Touch has sent many top riders flying, including world champions like Cooper Davis, Cody Teal, and Mike Lee. This bull is known for his sheer athleticism and raw power. Every time he leaps out of the chute, it's a wild ride. He's a bull with a mean streak, and the riders who draw him know they're in for a rough time. After years of bucking bulls and breaking records, Bad Touch finally retired in 2017, leaving behind a legacy of fear and respect in the rodeo world. 3. Old Fort Days.
And that rust may have cost him.
Yeah, because, this is great when the bull's going to...
Old Fort Days was one of those bulls who knew how to put on a show, and boy did he have the stats to back it up. Known for his lightning-quick spins and unpredictable moves, this bull was a true rodeo nightmare for many a cowboy. Born and bred for bucking, Old Fort Days didn't just toss cowboys, he sent them on an express flight to the dirt. Throughout his career, Old Fort Days bucked off a lot of riders, often sending them flying before they even knew what hit them. His signature move? A deceptive pause right before launching into a series of rapid spins, which threw off even the most experienced riders. Among the notable names that found themselves eating dirt thanks to Old Fort Days was none other than Ty Murray, the king of the cowboys himself. When you saw Old Fort Days' name in the lineup, you knew you were in for a wild ride. So if you ever hear an old cowboy telling tales about the wildest rides they've seen, you can bet Old Fort Days will get a mention. This bull was a true testament to the grit and spirit of rodeo. 4. Bushwhacker. Now let's talk about Bushwhacker, the bull that became a legend in his own time. This 3-time PBR World Champion bull was famous not just for his raw power, but for his sheer intelligence in the rodeo. Bushwhacker had a career record that included 64 buck-offs out of 66 outs in the Premier Series, and overall, he bested 84 out of 87 riders since his debut in 2009. Now, Bushwhacker didn't just throw riders, he launched them into orbit with his signature mix of high leaps and wicked twists. He was so dang good at it that he set a record with 42 consecutive buck-offs on the BFTS. It took none other than J.B. Mauney, after 12 failed attempts, to finally stay on for a full 8 seconds in 2013, and that ride scored a whopping 95.25 points. Bushwhacker's got a thing with the number 13, too. Mauney's lucky 13th ride broke that record. But for Bushwhacker, it was just another day at the office. This bull was so legendary, he got himself the Brand of Honor in 2016 and spots in both the Pro Bull Stats Hall of Fame and the Bull Riding Hall of Fame. He was so special that when he retired, the PBR built a stage just for him to receive his awards, a first for any animal in the sport's history. And here's a nugget for you. Bushwhacker wasn't all business. He had a softer side, known to nuzzle up for a scratch now and then. But don't let that fool you. When it came time to buck, he turned into a tornado on hooves. 5. Sweet Pro's Bruiser. When you talk about the legends of bull riding, Sweet Pro's Bruiser stands tall as one of the most intimidating bulls out there. Bruiser ain't just any bull, he's a 3-time PBR World Champion bull, reigning supreme in 2016, 2017, and 2018. This bull's got a knack for sending cowboys flying in a spectacular fashion. With his hefty frame and powerful kicks, Bruiser's signature move involves a high leap followed by a quick spin, often leaving riders disoriented and airborne. This beast made 89 PBR appearances from 2014 until his retirement in 2020, boasting a remarkable 77.5% buck-off rate. Known for his consistent high scores, Bruiser recorded 61 45-point rides and 5 47-point showings, making him a fan favorite and a rider's dream for high scores. He had a unique personality, often scratching on posts and demanding attention from his handlers. His impressive earnings exceeded $1 million, and his legacy lives on through his offspring, who are starting to make their mark in the rodeo world. Throughout his career, Bruiser bucked off a whopping 42 riders, making him one of the most feared bulls in the PBR circuit. What sets Bruiser apart is his consistency and athleticism, always delivering a performance that keeps the audience on the edge of their seats. And he's faced off against some of the best riders in the world, including the likes of J.B. Mauney and Jess Lockwood. This bull's got a playful side too. He's known to give a little head shake or a flick of the tail after tossing a rider, almost as if he's saying, "Better luck next time, cowboy." So when you hear Sweet Pro's Bruiser is in the lineup, you know you're in for a wild, wild ride. 6. Asteroid. Hold on to your hats, folks, because up next, we got Asteroid. A bull that seems like he's got a personal vendetta against anyone daring enough to climb on his back. This monstrous bovine has a legendary record of 67-4, with an incredible streak of 30 consecutive buck-offs on the Premier Series. Asteroid's got a mean drop that catches even the best riders off guard. His powerful leap, followed by a quick, gut-wrenching drop, can unseat the toughest of cowboys. Asteroid's most famous buck-off was when he sent J.B. Mauney, one of the greatest bull riders, crashing to the dirt. But don't let that fool you. Mauney did manage to conquer him once, scoring a staggering 93.5 points in 2012. This bull's career was nothing short of spectacular. earning him a reputation as one of the rankest bulls in PBR history. His performances were often the highlight of the event, with everyone knowing that when Asteroid was in the chute, they were about to witness something extraordinary. He was so special that after his initial retirement in 2015, he was brought back for a brief period before finally hanging up his horns for good. Asteroid's legacy continues to influence and inspire the world of bull riding, reminding everyone of the sheer power and majesty these animals possess. 7. Smooth Operator. Let's talk about a bull that's smoother than a greased pig at a county fair. Smooth Operator. This two-time PBR World Champion bull, 2019 and 2020, sure knew how to buck like a champion, sending cowboys flying left and right. Owned by Chad Berger, this old boy was the oldest bull to win back-to-back world titles. One of the highest scoring rides on Smooth Operator was by Jose Vitor Lemmy, who notched an impressive 94.25 points in Billings, Montana in September 2020. This ride highlighted just how challenging and rewarding it was to stay on this bull. Smooth Operator qualified for the PBR World Finals a record 8 times. Smooth Operator had a secret move up his hoof that could make even the bravest riders question their life choices. A fierce right-hand spin that'd whip him around like a tumbleweed in a Texas twister. His buck-off rate? A whopping 89%. Smooth Operator was notorious for ending rides in a flash, with only 13 successful rides out of 118 attempts. One of his most memorable moments was sending Allison D'Souza into orbit in Billings, Montana. A buck-off that folks still talk about in hushed tones around campfires. Despite suffering severe injuries that could have ended his career, like a major back injury in 2015 and a broken kneecap in 2016, Smooth Operator made a remarkable recovery. By 2019, he was back at the top, winning the World Championship. Smooth Operator's legacy ain't just about the titles he won, but the might he brought to the arena every single time. 8. Smooth Wreck.
They're giving it everything they got. When it doesn't work, they change it up. Check out those numbers right there.
Next up is a bull that's as tough as a $2 steak. Smooth Wreck. This beast has earned his stripes by bucking off some of the best in the business, proving time and again that he ain't no easy ride. Known for his unpredictable and explosive bucking style, Smooth Wreck could send even the most experienced cowboys packing with his high kicks and powerful twists. What makes Smooth Wreck particularly feared is his tendency to mix things up. One moment he's spinning, the next he's leaping high, and then suddenly he's twisting mid-air, making it near impossible for riders to find their rhythm. He sent riders like Jess Lockwood and Chase Outlaw flying, reminding everyone that when you're up against Smooth Wreck, you'd better bring your A-game or prepare to eat dirt. With a buck-off rate that rivals the best, Smooth Wreck is a name that sends chills down the spine of every bull rider brave enough to face him. One of the more interesting tidbits about Smooth Wreck is his knack for ending promising rides in under 4 seconds, making him a standout in the rodeo world. Back in April 2019, he even dethroned the famed Bull Bruiser for the top bull score of the month. 9. Dillinger.
Perhaps the greatest of all the Harrington bulls. A bull with grace and attitude. The first animal.
Moving on to Dillinger. He ain't your run-of-the-mill bull. He's the heavyweight champion of the bucking world. This black bull with a white face was the first to win back-to-back PBR World Championships in 2000 and 2001. Now, Dillinger's got a buck-off rate of 85.11%. That's right, folks. He threw off most riders who dared climb on his back. He was known for his raw power and agility, giving riders a taste of rodeo fury. Dillinger's partnership with riders led to some of the highest scores in PBR history. He bucked off 40 riders in 47 outs and was ridden only 7 times.
Not now. Come on. Come on. Come on.
His legendary showdown with Chris Shivers at the 2001 PBR World Finals scored a massive 96.5 points, a record that stands tall to this day. Dillinger wasn't just a bull. He was a legend with a heart as big as his 1,800-pound frame. He earned the Brand of Honor in 2012 and remains one of the top bulls in PBR history. 10. Little Yellow Jacket.
Moody Blues. Talk about the bloodline. Here's a fucker.
Meet Little Yellow Jacket, the charismatic bull who ruled the rodeo with flair. This bovine dynamo was a 3-time PBR World Champion bull, 2002, 2003, and 2004, known for his unpredictable and explosive style. Weighing in at around 1,800 pounds, he combined strength with agility, making him a nightmare for riders. Little Yellow Jacket bucked off 81 riders in 93 outs, boasting a buck-off rate of 87%. His signature move? A high jump out of the chute, followed by a swift spin to the left, throwing even the most professional cowboys off their game. Some of his most famous matchups included bucking off legends like Chris Shivers and Ty Murray. He also partnered with Shivers for one of the highest scoring rides in PBR history, a whopping 96.5 points in 2001. Little Yellow Jacket wasn't just a champion, he was a moneymaker. His career earnings exceeded $1.7 million, making him one of the highest earning bulls in rodeo history. A true gold mine on hooves. With a career like that, it's no wonder Little Yellow Jacket was inducted into the PBR Ring of Honor. His legacy lives on, not just in stats, but in the hearts of rodeo fans who witnessed his bucking brilliance. 11. Bodacious. All right, folks, gather round, because we got to talk about the beast that put fear in every cowboy's heart. Bodacious. This yellow charbray was a legend, a 1,900-pound wrecking machine known for his bone-crushing power. During his prime in the 90s, Bodacious bucked off 127 of the 135 riders who dared to mount him. Among his victims were rodeo stars like Tuff Hedeman and Terry Don West, who both got sent to the hospital thanks to Bo's explosive bucking style. Bodacious had a signature move that earned him the nickname the Yellow Whale. This bull had the uncanny ability to launch himself out of the chute with such force that it was said you could see his belly from above. He'd explode into the arena, slinging cowboys like rag dolls, making him virtually unrideable for years. Despite his fearsome reputation, Bodacious has a soft side. After his retirement, he became a bit of a celebrity, making appearances at casino openings and even getting written up in GQ. But don't be fooled by the limelight. This bull's legacy is carried on through his offspring, continuing to wreak havoc in rodeo arenas across the country. Here's an interesting tidbit you'd like to know about Bodacious. His sperm was sold at $3,000 just to create bulls with his might. Talk about the legends of the legends. 12. Pearl Harbor.
Hey, you know, this is what a world champion bucking bull is supposed to look like, treacherous. And that's what I'm talking about kick the...
Well, partner, let me introduce you to Pearl Harbor, a bull that hits harder than a stampede of buffalo. This fella ain't just famous, he's downright infamous in the rodeo world. Pearl Harbor's claim to fame is his raw power and explosiveness. When he busts out of that chute, he's got a jump that could send you to the moon and a twist that'll leave you dizzy for days. Now, if you think you can hold on, think again. Stats? Oh, you bet. Pearl Harbor had a career buck-off rate of about 89%. That means he sent riders flying 89% of the time. Talk about a losing battle. This big old bull has bucked off some of the best in the business. Take Jess Lockwood, for instance. That young gun thought he had it all figured out until Pearl Harbor sent him flying in the air. And don't get me started on his signature move, a high kick and mid-air spin that's more unpredictable than the weather. One of Pearl Harbor's most memorable feats was bucking off 2016 world champion Cooper Davis in a showdown that had fans on the edge of their seats, a testament to his ability to take down the best. In 2016, Pearl Harbor claimed the title of PBR World Champion Bull. Beyond his bull riding career, Pearl Harbor made a charitable impact. His owners donated a portion of his earnings to various causes, contributing to community support and animal welfare initiatives. He's a true hero in spirit. 13. Chicken on a chain.
We're seeing what both Bull and Ryder can do. Chicken on a chain performing well. Chicken is off.
Next up, we got Chicken on a Chain. And don't let the name fool you. This bull ain't no poultry. This hefty beast earned his name because he's tougher to ride than a greased pig at a county fair. Chicken on a Chain's known for his brute strength and sheer size. When he gets going, it's like riding a freight train with no brakes. Chicken on a Chain had a buck-off rate of about 85%. He sends most cowboys packing. This bull's track record is a graveyard of cowboy dreams. Take Tony Mendez, a name that's synonymous with bull riding. Even he got tossed around by Chicken on a Chain like popcorn in a machine. The secret weapon in Chicken on a Chain's arsenal? A sudden, bone-jarring drop that makes riders lose their grip faster than a lassoed steer. And if you're still hanging on, he's got a spin that'll make you regret ever climbing on his back. Chicken on a Chain was honored with the PBR World Champion Bull title in 2007, solidifying his status as one of the greatest. The beast weighed around 1,800 pounds of pure muscle and fury. He was ranked among the top bulls in the PBR for several years, and his career buck-off rate was about 88.6%. He retired in 2012, and boy, did he leave a legacy behind. 14. Red Rock.
It takes 8 seconds to get a score in bull riding, and this spring, in his third try on the back of the bull, Frost became the first man to ever ride Red Rock.
Well now, sit yourself down and let me spin you a yarn about another legendary critter from the rodeo circuit, a bull by the name of Red Rock. This old fella is one of the most famous bucking bulls to ever roam the range. He hit the rodeo scene in the late 70s and quickly made a name for himself. Now, Red Rock had a reputation that'd make any cowboy think twice before climbing on his back. During his career, which lasted from 1978 to 1988, Red Rock was never successfully ridden in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, PRCA, competition. That's right, partner. In 309 outs, not a single cowboy managed to stay on him for the full 8 seconds. He was the PRCA Bucking Bull of the Year in 1983, 84, and 85. And that ain't no small feat. But here's where the story gets real interesting. In 1988, Red Rock came out of retirement for a special matchup against a cowboy by the name of Lane Frost. They called it the Challenge of Champions. Over 7 matchups, Lane managed to ride Red Rock in 4 of them. It was a showdown for the ages, and folks still talk about it to this day. Red Rock passed away in 1994, but his legend lives on. So if you think you've got what it takes to ride Red Rock, think again. This bull wasn't just in the business of bucking cowboys off, he was in the business of making legends. 15. Blueberry Wine.
Right here to the right. He goes to the right, and there goes Shivers. That was over in a...
Well, saddle up, cause here comes Blueberry Wine. And this bull is anything but sweet. With a name that might make you think of a cozy evening drink, This bull's got a kick that'll knock you straight into next week. Blueberry Wine was known for his unpredictability and the ability to twist and turn in ways that made even the most legendary cowboys question their career choices. Is he the beast? Oh, you betcha. Blueberry Wine boasted a buck-off rate of around 90%. He had a knack for sending riders flying faster than a prairie tornado. Many have tried and many have failed. Notable among his victims was Chris Shivers, a two-time PBR world champion, who got a taste of Blueberry Wine's wild ride. And he knew better than to mess with this one again. One of the most memorable rides on Blueberry Wine was when Ty Murray, a cowboy with a heart as tough as leather, managed to stay on him for a full 8 seconds. That ride was worth 94 points, and folks still talk about it in hushed, respectful tones. Blueberry Wine was named PCRA Bucking Bull of the Year in 1994, a title that he earned with every fierce buck and powerful twist. He was a bull that demanded respect and earned it every time he stepped into the arena. Blueberry Wine passed away in 2004, but his spirit lives on in the stories and legends told about rodeo champions. 16. Crossfire Hurricane.
Ninth and money, gets in late, he's got Crossfire Hurricane. Goodness, look at this, guys.
Watch out, buccos, because next up is Crossfire Hurricane, a bull as fierce as his name roars. This bull didn't just buck riders off, he launched them like they were shot out of a cannon. Known for his raw power and relentless determination, Crossfire Hurricane was a legend in the rodeo town. This fella was a 5-time qualifier for the PBR finals and made his mark at the NFR as well. He was crowned the 2004 PBR Bucking Bull of the Finals. This bull had a power rating of 86.59 with an average bull score of 22.35 over 90 outs. With a buck-off rate of around 88%, Crossfire Hurricane was a nightmare for anyone brave enough to climb on his back. His heart-stopping, gut-wrenching mid-air twist move sent cowboys flying through the air. Riders like J.W. Hart and Adriano Morez faced his fury, with Morez notching an impressive 93 points on him during the 2004 PBR Finals. His most remembered conquest was Guillermo Marchi, a PBR world champion who found himself airborne courtesy of Crossfire Hurricane. This bull had a way of making every ride feel like a hurricane indeed, and riders knew they were in for a stormy experience. Not just a star himself, Crossfire Hurricane's legacy continued through his progeny. Gossip around the rodeo campfire says that Crossfire Hurricane's genetics are highly sought after, with embryos selling for sky-high prices. In fact, an embryo sired by him once went for a whopping $35,000. He sired Crosswired, the 2008 ABBI Classic champion, who in turn fathered Inferno, a futurity and classic superstar who won over $250,000. 17. Panhandle Slim. Next in line of the baddest bulls, we've got Panhandle Slim, 1997 world champion. He's a bull with a name that might make you think of a smooth-talking cowboy, but this beast is anything but gentle. Panhandle Slim was a master of surprise, known for his smart moves. Cowboys would find themselves holding on for dear life, only to be thrown sky high by one of his sudden, powerful twists. Panhandle Slim was a 1997 world champion bull and made his mark as one of the fiercest and most unpredictable bucking bulls in rodeo history. Terry Williams bought this 1,350-pound powerhouse from Freddie Cordell for over $30,000. Slim had a reputation for being unusually mean, a small bull but packing a punch that'd make any cowboy think twice before mounting. With over 50 recorded outs, Slim was known for his incredible power and difficulty, averaging over 22 points per ride. He wasn't just tough, he was a bull with a real mean streak. Boasting a buck-off rate of around 89%, Panhandle Slim was the real deal. Even rodeo legends like Adriano Mores, a 3-time PBR world champion, couldn't escape his wrath. His best trick? A deceptive head fake followed by a lightning-fast spin that left riders wondering which way was up. If you thought you had Panhandle Slim figured out, you were in for a rude awakening, partner. 18. Reindeer Dippin'.
So athletic. Nobody ever knew what he was going to do when the chute gate opened.
Hold your horses, because here comes Reindeer Dippin', a bull that's more like a freight train than a festive reindeer. Known for his athleticism, Reindeer Dippin' turned the rodeo arena into his own personal playground. With a buck-off rate of about 90%, this bull was a one-way ticket to the ground. This bull was the PRCA Bucking Bull of the Finals in 2004 and had quite a career in the PBR circuit, with a lifetime bull score average of 22.2. Reindeer Dippin's high kicks and springy jumps made even the bravest cowboys rethink their life choices. 2-time PBR world champion Justin McBride got a harsh lesson in gravity with a combination of sky-high leaps and dizzying spins that would have even the most experienced riders seeing stars. One of the most fascinating stories about Reindeer Dippin' involves an incident at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. After bucking off world champion Adriano Mores, Reindeer tried to jump a wooden gate and got his front foot stuck. Adriano himself jumped in to help free the bull, showing respect for the animal that had just bested him. Most people don't really know this, but Reindeer Dippin' was the one who sired Bushwhacker, a 3-time PBR world champion, often hailed as one of the greatest bulls in PBR history. Reindeer Dippin's impact on the buck and bull world is undeniable, both through his own career and through the legacy of his offspring. 19. Super Duty.
Got him right. If he rides his bull, he'll move ahead in the race for the world title. You know.
And now we've got Super Duty, a bull that brought heavy-duty mayhem to the rodeo circuit. This powerhouse was known for his brute strength and uncompromising ferocity. With a buck-off rate sitting at around 88%, Super Duty turned many a cowboy's dream into a rough-and-tumble reality. Super Duty had a knack for making even the toughest riders feel like they were in a blender. The legendary Ty Murray, known as the King of the Cowboys, once found himself at the mercy of Super Duty's unforgiving style. This bull didn't just want to buck you off, he wanted to send you home. Super Duty was a bull that demanded respect and left a trail of awestruck cowboys in his wake. 20. Bones. Well now, let's talk about Old Bones, one of the finest bucking bulls the rodeo world has ever seen. Bones wasn't just any bull, he was crowned the PBR World Champion Bull twice, in 2008 and 2010. This made him the first bull to snag that title in non-consecutive years, a feat as rare as a hen's tooth. His buck-off rate was a staggering 88.89%, with an even more impressive 88.24% on the Built Ford Tough Series. One of the most memorable showdowns in Bones' career was the 2009 Bull vs. Bull challenge against Big Tex. With $50,000 on the line, both bulls gave it their all, but Big Tex edged out Bones with a score of 46 to 45.5. It was a close call and a testament to Bones' grit and power. Bones also gave riders some of the wildest rides of their lives. In 2009, JB Mauney managed to hang on for a whopping 93.5 points in a special match, one of the highest scores ever recorded on Bones. Pete Fairley and Shane Proctor also had their moment in the spotlight, with scores of 93.25 and 91.25 points respectively. And that calls to the end of the most fearsome bulls that ever set hoof in an arena. These bulls left cowboys with stories to tell around the dark nights of terror for years to come. If you think you've got the grit to face these legends, remember, these bulls play for keeps, and they never forget a face.